And we're back, guys. Alright, keeping up with Fiction Fanboy's last two questions. What non-Marvel and DC comics do you want to read? Well, there's been a lot of... I'm into indie comics, but I have yet to read American Vampire, sadly. Yes, I know, everyone talks about how good American Vampire is. I have yet to read it. I really want to get into this comic book series called Robo Atomic, as well as some of the other Kirkman work. What about you guys? Has there been any independent stuff that you've wanted to read?
There is a series called Legends by Radical Studios, but yeah, that's about it. That's about it as far as I can tell. For me, anyway.
There's lots of stuff that you recommended that I liked when you told me about it, but then I completely forgot the titles. And I also want to catch up on Walking Dead, Invincible, and what else was there? I don't know if Fallen Angel is still in print.
I have no clue.
Fallen Angel.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I don't know if you consider like licensed property stuff independent. Is that considered independent?
Yeah, if it's under an independent brand.
Yeah. I really want to check out both of the Planet of the Apes series that they're doing from Boom. Those look really good. I've been trying to find a Star Wars series from Dark Horse for a while, an ongoing series that I want to read like indefinitely because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I haven't been able to find one that I really liked. Dark Horse is doing a new Conan book written by Brian Wood that's coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but I think it's coming out the end of this year or early next year. I want to try that. I'm reading the Ninja Turtles series now.
Are they still, are they still making Star Wars Legacy?
I believe so. I'm not sure.
Nah.
The one I was reading before was Knights of the Old Republic, but that got canceled.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the stuff that I want to get into, really.
Yeah. And last question is Pixar or DreamWorks? I'm gonna go with Pixar. I think their stories are a bit well put together. I mean, I'm not dissing DreamWorks all the way. I mean, they have some great stuff. And the fact that they don't do sequel after sequel after sequel. Although I have yet to see if it does deserve a sequel, Incredibles 2.
Oh yeah, everybody wants that. Definite.
Yeah. So, what about you guys, Dan and Deanna? What do you guys think? DreamWorks or Pixar?
DreamWorks or Pixar?
Yeah, which do you think is better?
Oh, God. I love Shrek. For me, the first Shrek was just a perfect animated movie. I liked How to Train Your Dragon. And with Pixar, it's really hit or miss for me. For instance, I didn't like Finding Nemo that much. I didn't like Monsters, Inc. that much. So, I don't know. I feel like DreamWorks really has... It's more like the underdog now, and I usually root for the underdog, so I'm going to go with DreamWorks, although I completely, admit the fact that Pixar has a higher degree of quality to their productions.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Pixar just because, like Tyler said, and what pretty much everyone has said, they usually have better production values. The writing is better, and the Pixar movies were coming out like they started when I was a kid. I grew up on that stuff, so I have like kind of a nostalgic connection with most of the stuff they do in terms of like sequels and stuff. So I get the most enjoyment out of their movies more than the DreamWorks ones.
All right. So, moving on to the next few questions. This one's from Coolio Vids.
Oh, him.
I know him. First question, what is your name? Second question, what is your quest? And third question is, what questions do 1 and 2 reference to? Ooh, can I take Oblivion for the Oblivion games for 500?
No. I know what it is. Does anyone else know?
No.
Nah.
It's Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, the bridge guy. He goes, "What is your name? What is your quest? What is your favorite color?"
All right. His
That's
last
funny.
his last
In the
question.
Julio Vids, I fart in your general direction with your crafty questions.
Fourth question is, why am I not a guest star? Simply put, Coolio, I really wanted you to be a guest star, but when I was originally planning this out, the problem is that you've been busy for the longest time, so I didn't want to add an extra bother to you, and I didn't think you were going to be able to do it. So, sorry, dude.
So the simple answer to that is because he cares.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. Hey, knock it off. But thank you for those questions, Coolio. Moving on to Comic Book Dude 2. First question is, do you think Amazing Spider-Man will be better than the Raimi films? I don't know.
Hard to say, Ernie.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, it's really unfair to compare one movie to a whole trilogy. I mean, the trilogy did have its problems, especially with the third one, but overall, it had a storyline. Raimi had a vision. I don't think you can compare. After this new one comes out, it's not really fair to compare it to a trilogy.
Yeah. Second question. Marvel has over 8,000 characters total in their library. Would you like to see a new 52 relaunch from these characters? Hell no! Hell no!
God. The Marvel relaunch? It's like, nah, Marvel doesn't need a relaunch. They just need to stop the big mega events and just continue putting out better material. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't think they need it necessarily, but if they had a different editorial staff, I think they could make it work with their characters. It's just the thing with the DC relaunch is they tried to get best of both worlds by keeping some of the continuity and getting rid of it in other places, and it makes things really confusing, even for me, and I've been reading for a long time.
Yeah.
So, and then you have the fact of none of the books are written to capture new fans, where you're going to get your new fans as kids, and all the books are written for us longtime readers. So I think you would need to take a different approach if you're going to do a Marvel relaunch and have it retain a readership and be successful. But I don't know.
Yeah. Next question is, do you think DC will ever have a good Batman cartoon just like the Batman 90s series, and why? Well, I've never really seen a bad Batman show. I enjoyed The Batman. I enjoyed Batman Brave and the Bold and the other cartoons here and there from Batman 90s show. So I can't really judge.
Yeah, that sums it up for me.
I think what he means is you know how everyone holds Batman the Animated Series up as the best cartoon of all time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Will we ever get a cartoon from DC of that same caliber?
No, the question was basically, will we get another good Batman show?
Who is that? Was this Coolio Vids asking this question?
No, this is Comic Book Dude 2.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I misunderstood the question. Sorry.
Yeah. Alright, fourth question is, do you still get Christmas gifts, and what's the worst thing you ever ate? Yes, I still get Christmas gifts. You're never too old for Christmas gifts. And what's the worst thing I ever ate? A 3-day-old piece of sushi. Tongue-tied. Yeah. My friend thought it would be funny as hell giving me a 3-day-old piece of sushi. And, yeah, it was funny, alright, when I got, oh man, I can't even remember what's that called, salmonella.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
Oh, yeah. He thought it was funny, too, when I flushed down his favorite Boba Fett action figure. Well, I thought it was funny.
I don't know what the worst thing I ever ate was, but it was probably something I cooked.
Worse than F8. So many. This is terrible. I can't say.
Yeah. The other thing I don't like eating is spam.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, spam is horrible.
Yeah. Alright, moving on now to stings. First question is, would you be happy if DC decide to make Azrael into an animated series part of DC Nation, or influenced by either the styles of Death Note or Invader Zim? Or to a degree, Batman Gotham Knight? That's his first question.
Yeah, be awesome to me. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Bring out the other characters for once.
Yeah. And nothing says family-oriented superhero like a holy fanatic. No comment on those guys, Diva, Tori?
It's just kind of like a weird, like a strange choice for a show. Like, if you were gonna do like some of DC's other like B-list characters, I'd want to move outside of Gotham because DC thinks that anything with a bat will sell, and I want, like, Gotham City's cool, but like I'd like to see other places of the DC universe. But I'd check out the show. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it.
All right. Next question he has is, if Azrael crossed over with both Stormhawks and Assassin's Creed, how would you respond? Get a good writer and get a good, producer for that. Getting those two, that show and game. I don't even know how you could do that exactly. But I just want to tear through some of these questions real quick. Third question Stings has is, what would happen if Danny Phantom crossed over with Hellsing? And also, would there be a possibility of a Spawn and Danny Phantom crossover? I think I would actually like to see Spawn and Danny crossover more than Hellsing and Danny, because Butch Hartman has said on record that he'd like to cross over with comics sometimes. And so, but I don't know. Like, having Tom McFarlane would just do it for the money, probably.
Yeah.
So thank you for that question, Stings. And sorry, I just want to run through these questions, Stings, real quick to the end of this part. What would be your response if either Chew crossed over with Left 4 Dead or One Piece? And also, have you played Arkham? Damn it!
Damn you!
I've already established a no. But to answer your other question, I'd like to see Chew cross over with not Left 4 Dead or One Piece Stings. I think those are kind of interesting. But Chew, I've always wanted to see cross over with either Hellboy or Steve Niles' Criminal Macabre series.
Yeah.
Damn, you're so smart.
Yes, so thank you for those questions, Stings. Oh wait, he has more. Get to those in a minute. I think we could have one more. We have time for one more question from someone else. I am Super Batman 1993 asks, if Superman and Goku do a crossover, which villains would you want to see them fight? Oh, not as a versus fight, but as a team up. Okay. I'm gonna say, like, who would be a cool villain team up would be throwing in the ballpark Frieza and Zod.
Yeah, I don't know. Darkseid and Cell, I don't know. I guess that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Evil and the Red Mist.
Well, now he's called the motherfucker in Kick-Ass 2. So.
Oh, Mark Millar. The motherfucker. Wow.
And he does that literally in the comic. So Blue Goblin told me that he literally does his namesake in issue 3 of Kick-Ass, number 2.
Glad I know that, because I'm not going to read that book now.
Yeah.
I was.
Made me so funny.
Yeah. So, moving on to part 6.